क्या हो रहा है? Shreya,
Yes, ma'am.
able to see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you send this PDF again in WhatsApp or anywhere in the group also?
Why it is there in that classroom, Google Classroom?
Ma'am, it is not that I checked it. I was not able to find it.
1 minute, 1 minute. Let me see. I have shared it. It's chapter number 5, right?
Yes, ma'am. I'll check it again if you want.
Okay, 1 minute. Chapter 7, 4. Okay, ठीक है. I will see and will share that PDF with you if I have not posted it on that.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
ठीक है बेटा. So where we left yesterday on Saturday, I think we left at this androecium. We have to start from androecium. No, go out. Don't disturb me. Go out. Go out. Go.
Ma'am, in the group we have notes from chapter 7, not before that.
I must have shared bit. I don't know. I will see and will post on this Google Classroom. है ना?
Okay, ma'am.
After our class only.
Fine, ma'am.
Yeah. We have to start from androecium. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is androecium? It represents the male reproductive part of a flower and it consists of stamens. As I told you earlier also, this stamen is divided into two portions. Anther that consists of pollen grains inside the pollen sacs present in it, and this is the filament. Okay. So each stamen is divided into these two portions and there is a condition known as staminode. So what is staminode condition? A sterile stamen is known as a staminode. Sterile stamen means what? It will
Not produce pollen.
yeah, it will not produce pollen. So a spectacular example of staminode is given by, it should be italics. Yeah. Cauroptia guensis. क्या है guensis? It's a tropical tree that is growing in the South America and it is also known as cannonball tree. Okay. So this is staminode. This diagram represents the staminode condition where this is आपका
Sterile stamen.
yeah, stamen is sterile. 1 minute. Yeah, I'm confused. This is stamen that is without that anther portion. Okay, so pollen grain will not be there. So
Okay, ma'am.
there is one more term known as polyandrous. Polyandrous means, poly means what?
Many. More than 4.
More than 4, and androus means I have told you in last class also that fused and free condition.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so polyandrous means there are many stamens, but they are free from each other. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
This
Yes,
type
ma'am.
of stamens will be present in lotus and rose, and one more condition is epipetalous. Means if the stamens are attached to petals, आपका जो कलरफुल पार्ट होगा प्लांट का,
Yes, ma'am.
the stamens are attached, it is known as epipetalous.
Epipetalous.
Example is brinjal. Okay. Then epiphyllus. Epiphyllus means if the stamens remain attached to perianth. So perianth is what? It's a condition where you are not able to distinguish between the sepals and petals. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
So if the stamens are attached to perianth, it is known as epiphyllus. So this is polyandrous condition where the sepals, many stamens are present. but they are free from each other. They are not fused. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
The second is epipetalous, where the stamens are attached to petals. ठीक है? And epiphyllous, where you cannot, it is not possible to distinguish. It is the flower of lily, where
Yes, ma'am.
stamens remain attached to the perianth.
Perianth.
Okay, fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what are monoadelphous stamens? If the stamens are united and they are forming a single bundle, as in case of China rose, it represents monoadelphous. You can see here all the stamens, we can group them in a one category, or we can say they are forming a one bundle. ठीक है? They all are forming a single bundle.
Yes, ma'am.
Then it is known as monoadelphous condition. And diadelphous conditions means some of the stamens are very big and some stamens are smaller in size. You can see here the stamens can be divided into two bundles. They are the bigger one, longer one, and they are the smaller one.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this condition is known as diadelphous. Okay, and polyadelphous means when the stamens are united to form more than two bundles. Means when there is difference in the size, they will not be very bigger or very smaller, but middle wala bhi present hoga, that will be not very much long, not very much small. If they are forming more than, if stamens, many stamens will be there, and if they are forming more than two bundles, then they represents polyadelphous. Means they all will be free, but there will be different conditions. They will be divided into groups, 2 groups or 3 groups on basis of their size. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
Example of polyadelphous is citrus. Okay, it's clear. Shreya, should I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the fourth part of flower is gynoecium. It is the female reproductive part of flower and it consists of more than one carpels. ठीक है? Each carpel is divided into 3 parts: stigma, style, and ovary. So this is the diagram of carpel. So they are this top portion represents stigma, this pipe-like portion represents style, and it is ovary within which the ovules will be present. Okay. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Enlarged basal part, this enlarged basal part is known as ovary, and this is style, and ये तो हो गया चलो. Okay, so each ovary, it bears more than one ovules attached to a flattened cushion like placenta. Okay, so this is your ovary. Okay, this green color represents an ovary. These all are ovules. They remain attached to a center with a cushion like structure that is known as placenta. So this is placenta. So you should always remember the ovules within the ovary remain attached to the placenta.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So apocarpous ovary means if more than one carpel is present, means more than one, this type of structure is present in more than one number, they may be free or may be fused. It is known as apocarpous condition, or we can say apocarpous ovary, and its example is lotus and rose. Apocarpous means more than one, may be fused, may be separate. Okay. And syncarpous means in this condition also more than one carpel will be present and they are fused.
Yes, ma'am.
That 10 minutes. Okay, so there may be two conditions, apocarpous and syncarpous. Apocarpous may more than one ovaries may be present, but they may be free. And syncarpous may more than one ovary may be one than more carpels, sorry, not ovary. More than one carpel may be present and they remain fused to each other. Examples are mustard and tomato. Okay. And this is very important thing, Shreya. You should remember that the ovules that are present within the ovary, they will develop into seeds. Okay.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
the ovary, the complete ovary, it will
Matures into fruit.
Okay.
Yes,
Don't
ma'am.
this is very simple thing, but many times people get confused in this. You should not get confused, you know.
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
Ovules are the structures that are present within the ovary. They will develop into seed, and ovary is a complete thing. It will mature into a fruit.
Yes, ma'am. It was there in 10th standard also.
But like it's a sentence in which many people get like confused.
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
So what is placentation? It is the arrangement of ovules, okay? Arrangement of ovules within the ovary, okay? So this is a complete ovary and they are the ovules that are attached to, what is this? Placenta, okay? So arrangement of these ovules within the ovary is known as placentation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so first type of placentation is marginal placentation. So as the name itself suggests, in marginal placentation, the placenta remains like this placenta will form a single ridge along the ventral suture. Means what? This is the dorsal surface of P. This is ventral surface. So the placenta will be present in a linear fashion in at the ventral side, and the ovary remain attached to this placenta, or we can say it is the ovules are born on the ridge forming two rows. So just imagine, Shreya, how the pea pod looks like. If you have observed these ovules, like these 5 ovules will be present on this side. Similarly, 5 ovules will also be present on the other side. इसका बैक साइड में भी एक होगा.
Yes, ma'am. दो होते हैं साथ में.
भी ऑब्जर्व किया, उसके दोनों साइड में ovules will be present. So
हाँ,
they
ma'am.
present in 2 rows. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
So the example of marginal placentation is P, where the
Yes,
ovule
ma'am.
margins. Okay?
Ma'am, but then beans में एक ही होता है, एक ही रो.
हाँ, एक ही रो होता है. अदर में P is different.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the second is axial placentation. Axial, like the name suggests, their position. So when the placenta is axial and the ovules are attached to it in a multicular ovary, so we can see this is ovary. These are the like locules in which the ovules will be present, and this is placenta. So this placenta will be present in the axils and the ovules remain attached to them. So this is trilocular ovary. Trilocular means 1, 2, 3 locules. So within within ovule, many chambers will be present, may or may not be present. So these chambers are known as locules, and the ovules will be present within this locule. Axial means the placenta will be present in the axial center, and the आपका जो ये ovules, they will be attached to the axils. You can see in the center. यहाँ पे भी locule में center में present है. Here also in center. Here also in center. In the axial position. ठीक है? Its example is China rose, tomato, and lemon. So I will suggest, Shreya, if you have time, please see them practically, like see pea pod and cut lemon and see this axial placenta in that.
Yes, ma'am.
It will be very interesting.
Ma'am, axial placenta is like in cucumber.
No, cucumber में I think.
Ma'am, वो shape वो वैसे ही है ना ma'am, 3 lines.
Yeah, मैंने देखा भी था. When I taught this chapter to them, no, तब I have seen, I think, cucumber. हाँ, कुकुम्बर में सेंटर में रहता है, या ये वाला नहीं होता क्या? पैराइटल नहीं होता?
नहीं मैम, 3 होता है साइड्स में ऐसे.
one minute Shreya, let me see. No बेटा, I was right. कुकुम्बर में पैराइटल प्लेसेंटेशन होता है.
ओके मैम.
मुझे याद है, मैंने जब उनको पढ़ाया था ना. आई एम शेयरिंग द पिक विथ यू आल्सो बेटा. और लेमन में 1 मिनट. हाँ, हाँ बेटा, 1 मिनट. हाँ, okay. Shreya, see, I'm sharing 2 pictures with you. See
Okay,
them.
ma'am.
Parietal placenta and this exile.
Ma'am, in WhatsApp.
Yeah, on WhatsApp.
Okay, ma'am. I'll check.
See, lemon का it's showing आपका center में placenta है and the seeds remain attached to the center. This is exile placentation. And cucumber में parietal placentation, periphery पे present है. You can see. Seed का position देखिए.
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
ठीक है? Don't get confused है ना बेटा?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Now, the third type of placentation is parietal placentation. In parietal placentation, the ovules develop on the inner wall of the ovary or on the periphery of the periphery part. So this is your ovary. ये आपके लोक्यूल्स का पेरिफेरी है. यहाँ पे देखिए सीड्स का पोजीशन इज, इसका जो टिप है इट विल बी लाइक हियर एंड उसका हेड जो मैंने आपको डायग्राम भेजा ना श्रेया, ऑब्जर्व दैट उसमें सीड का पोजीशन कैसा है, ऐसा, और इसमें कुकुम्बर वाले में सीड का पोजीशन ऐसा है.
Yes, ma'am. समझ में आ गया.
हाँ, ये आपका उसका वो है प्लेसेंटा. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
लोक्यूल्स है. सो पेरिफेरी पे प्रेजेंट होंगे. इफ योर लाइक ओवरी डेवलप ऑन द पेरिफेरी, पैराइटल प्लेसेंटेशन. मस्टर्ड में इट विल बी प्रेजेंट और यू कैन आल्सो ऐड कुकुम्बर टू इट. ओके. Now free central presentation. So when the ovules are born on the central axis and the septa are absent, you can see here locule ka separation is not there, but the ovules are like developing or born on the central axis. And the example is dianthus and primrose. Here the placenta is known as free central. It's clear, Shreya?
Yes, ma'am.
Basal placentation में क्या होगा? See, this is the diagram for basal placentation. In basal placentation, the placenta develops at the base of the ovary and a single ovule will be present here. So this is your like that placenta and this is the ovule, and only single ovule remain attached to the placenta. Here you can see base में होगा placenta and a single ovule will remain attached to the placenta. Its example is sunflower and marigold. ठीक है? So beta try to correlate the things with this diagram, and if you find any, like if you have time, please go and see these things in nature.
Yes,
तो
ma'am.
भूलोगे. If you like take a single example of this, अगर ये सारे flowers is not available, search on Google whatever fruit or flowers are available, see their placenta type and see them, the fruits that are available in your house or the flowers that are available, search for their placenta type, see and try to correlate. कभी नहीं भूलोगे अगर if you will study like that. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the next part of the plant is flower is fruit. So we know that after fertilization, the mature and ripened ovary develop into a fruit. Okay. So parthenocarpic fruit means there is a type parthenocarpic is also a type of fruit. It is formed without fertilization of ovary, and these are seedless fruits. Okay. So mostly after fertilization of ovary, it will develop into a fruit. ठीक है? But in case of parthenocarpic fruit, they will not develop after the fertilization of ovary and they are known as seedless fruits. Okay? So question पूछा जाता है, it's a very common question. What are parthenocarpic fruits? So you should know its example also. Examples are pineapple, cucumber, banana, grapes and oranges.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so the fruits are divided into the fruits consist of seeds, and so this is the seed, this is outer layer epicarp, and this is well, like we can say inner layer endocarp, and in between epicarp and endocarp the pulp like structure is present known as mesocarp. ठीक है? This is your mango and this is your coconut. So the outer brown color covering of the coconut is epicarp, and this
White color region.
इट इज इट्स सीड, ठीक है। फिर
Okay,
उसके
ma'am.
अंदर का लेयर इज मेसोकार्प और एपिकार्प उसका अंदर का शायद एंडोकार्प। द डायग्राम इज नॉट वेरी मच क्लियर, 1 मिनट। ओके, मेसोकार्प सीड, इससे रिलेटेड एक क्वेश्चन इज देयर, आई थिंक आई हैव शेयर्ड इन दिस। इसका कंफ्यूजन नहीं होना है, डायग्राम इट्स नॉट वेरी क्लियर बट आई हैव रिटन कि कोकोनट में कौन सा पोर्शन क्या होता है, ठीक है। So the mango and coconut are known as drupe fruit. This type of fruit develop from the monocarpellary superior ovaries. Now, what do you mean by monocarpellary superior ovary, Shreya?
Yes, ma'am. The main one. Single ovary.
What? Superior ovary means the ovary will be present at the tip. हमने we have studied ना जो hypogynous, epigynous, perigynous ovary
Yes,
की।
ma'am.
So superior means the ovary will be present at the top of that thalamus, and monocarpellary means it will have only one carpel या one एक ही वो होगा आपका locule, ठीक
Yes,
है।
ma'am.
So the in case of mango, the pericarp, that is which structure pericarp? अच्छा मैंने I have skipped this thing. Okay. Epicarp is the outer layer, mesocarp is middle, endocarp नहीं है, I have taught you. Okay. In case of mango, the pericarp is differentiated into 3 layers. The outer is very thin and it is okay. So epicarp, mesocarp and endocarp together known as pericarp. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So outer one is the we can say very thin layer in case of mango known as epicarp. Middle is the fleshy part mesocarp and the inner is the hard portion known as endocarp. जो आपका ये seed वाला portion है, this is endocarp. Okay. In case of mango. So the coconut is also a drupe fruit, but its mesocarp is found. Sorry. Sorry.
Ma'am, can I drink water and come back?
Okay, go. It is fibrous. So mesocarp. This is mesocarp. It is fibrous. Okay. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Now done.
Okay, beta. So in case of coconut, like in case of mango, this mesocarp is very fleshy. Okay, you can see in diagram. This is mesocarp. It is fleshy, and this is mesocarp of coconut. In case of mango, this mesocarp is fleshy, but in case of coconut, this mesocarp is fibrous. Okay. ठीक है श्रेया, should we proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the next topic is the seed. So after fertilization, the ovules will develop into seeds, and a dicotyledonous seed means it consists of two parts. Dicotyledonous means it will consist of two cotyledons and it is divided into two parts, the seed coat and an embryo. So where is the diagram of seed? This is the diagram of seed. So this is the outer portion of seed known as seed coat. These are two structures present at the tip. इनमें से this is hilum and this is micropyle. They also have their specific function. I will tell you. And this is the cotyledon structure. I have taught you in first class of this chapter, Shreya.
Yes, ma'am.
What is radical? You remember? This is
Yes, ma'am. Plumule is the top part and radical is the bottom one.
So what will develop from plumule?
Shoot.
Yeah. And radical?
Root.
Yeah, good. So this seed coat, this is the outer portion of the seed. It consists of two layers. The outer layer is known as testa and the inner layer is known as tegmen. Remember this thing. The seed coat will be divided into two layers. Outer is testa, inner is tegmen. And the seed remain attached to the ovary with the help of hilum. So this hilum is a structure through which this seed will be attached to the ovary. ठीक है, आपको पता है ना किसी भी फ्रूट में in which one ovule, in which one ovary, many ovules will remain attached.
Yes,
Okay?
ma'am.
This is also an ovule. It will remain attached to the ovary with the help of an hilum. Okay? And there is also a structure that is present just below hilum. It is known as micropyle. So what is the function of micropyle? It is a very small portion, or we can say it is a minute opening in the integument, means in the layer of an ovule of a seed plant. And what's the main function of micropyle? Through this, the pollen tube usually passes during fertilization. When जब इस seed का fertilization होगा, when it will develop into a new plant, then during that time the pollen tube will develop through this micropyle only. So when the seed get matured and it will start to germinate, this micropyle will serve as a minute pore through which the water enters. Fertilization ke, like this micropyle is playing an important role during fertilization by forming pollen tube. So when the seed get fertilized and it will develop, or we can say it will germinate, then this micropyle will act as a like it is responsible for supplying water to the plant at the germination phase. Okay? So what is the function of hilum and what is the function of micropyle? It's clear, Shreya?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now an embryo is made up of three different parts: embryonal axis, radicle, and two cotyledon. So this is your embryonal axis. Center में जो होगा, they are cotyledon. This is radicle. This is plumule. ठीक है? So, what are cotyledons? If you have observed, Shreya, the cotyledons are mostly fleshy and they are full of reserve food material. Have you observed cotyledon of any plant?
Yes, ma'am. Mango.
Hmm.
Ma'am, but then what about monocotyledon seed?
They consist of only one cotyledon.
Yes, ma'am. So how is the position of plumule and radicle?
1 minute. One minute, Shreya.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
One minute, Shreya. I'm not getting a diagram. Otherwise, diagram se samjhana, it will be easy.
It's okay, ma'am. You can send afterwards.
1 minute. ओ शायद इसी में आगे पढ़ेंगे हम. एक 1 मिनट. हाँ, ये रहा. I have shared the diagram. ये रहा शायद आपका monocot. Yeah, monocotyledonous seed we are going to study बेटा, है ना? इसमें ही है.
Okay, ma'am. Done.
आपका radicle यहाँ पे present होगा और इसमें प्लीम्यूल ये रहा कोलेप्टाइल के नीचे है. मेरे को याद है कि ये डायग्राम मैंने कहीं शेयर किया है. ठीक है, ठीक है, अभी पढ़ेंगे हम आगे. ओके ओके, कहाँ थे हम? Okay. So we know that the radicle and plumule, they are present at the two ends of the embryonal axis. We can see here, this is embryonal axis. Plumule is on top, radicle is in bottom, and radicle develop into shoot and plumule will develop, radicle will develop into root and plumule will develop into shoot. I have told you earlier also. But in some case, the endosperm is developed as a result of double fertilization. So mostly the endosperm जो होगा आपका like in many cases, what is endosperm? So endosperm is a tissue that is produced inside the seeds of most of the flowering plant. So ये है आपका this is your seed, this is your embryo and this is endosperm. ठीक है? So many cases में आपका जो this endosperm है ये it will develop as a result of double fertilization. So what is double fertilization? I will tell you. But उससे पहले what is this endosperm? So like it is responsible for providing nutrition in form of starch. Okay, this endosperm is basically responsible for providing nutrition to the seed. ठीक है? ठीक है
Yes,
श्रेया?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
In many seeds, this endosperm is developed as a result of double fertilization. So double fertilization क्या होगा? What is double fertilization? In angiospermic plants. So what are angiospermic plants, Shreya?
Ma'am, I can't hear your voice.
What are angiospermic plants?
Angiospermic.
Yeah.
Plants which produce seeds.
Good. So in angiospermic plants, the two male gametes. So first see the diagram for double fertilization. Then I will tell you the theory. So this is your carpel. ठीक है? Ovary, stigma, style and ovary. अब इसके अंदर का ये ओव्यूल है, इसके अंदर ये सीड्स प्रेजेंट है. ठीक है? तो आपके मैंने वो डायग्राम नहीं शेयर किया क्या जिसमें इसका पूरा हो सकता है नहीं शेयर किया, कोई बात नहीं. ठीक है? तो अब ये है आपका इन आई थिंक दे आर नोन एज एंटीपोडल. हाँ, yes, they are antipodal cells and two cells will be present at the bottom known as synergid cells, and this one egg is known as should I zoom the diagram, Shreya?
No, ma'am, it's clear.
It's clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then the three cells present at the top are known as antipodal cells, and these two cells are known as polar nuclei. This one cell is known as egg cell and these two cells at the bottom are known as synergid cells. So total of 3 plus 2, 5, 6, 7, 8 cells will be present. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
और 6 cells will be present. कितना होगा? 3 antipodals, 2 polar, 2 synergid and work. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm correct. 8 cells will be present. So what will happen during fertilization process? ये आपका एक egg cell है, एक polar nuclei के साथ जाके triploid endosperm बना लेगा. 1 minute. मैं वापस इसको रिवाइज करने का टाइम नहीं मिला है मुझे. C plus, okay, synergies are one of the two small cells that lie near and mature embryo sac. They help in protect the two synergid cells. Function as the producing center of signals which guide the three antipodal cells. Okay, they are nutritional value. Polar nuclei, two haploid nuclei inside the mid region of embryo sac of flowering which fuse with another nucleus. They are the two polar nuclei. They will fuse with nucleus. One of the two sperm nuclei. Egg cell, sperms. अच्छा. 1 minute, हाँ श्रेया?
Yes, ma'am.
Polar nuclei थे. They will fuse with another nucleus of one of the two sperm nuclei to form the triploid endosperm. Okay, ठीक है. हाँ श्रेया. What will happen here? ये है आपका polar nuclei. ठीक है? ये आपके दो synergid cells जो नीचे थे. What is the function of these synergid cells? They are responsible for helping in fertilization. ठीक है? So they will not fuse. These synergid cells are responsible for formation of this pollen tube. ठीक है? What are the function of each type of cells? I am telling you that. So the two synergid cells present at the bottom of the egg cell or bottom of the ovary, they are responsible for formation of this pollen tube structure. ठीक है? Now, three antipodal cells present at the top of the ovule. What is their functions? They are responsible for providing nutrition to this ovule. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
समझ में आ रहा है और कंफ्यूजन हो रहा है बेटा?
नहीं मैम, I'll read it again afterwards. It will be clear.
हाँ, no, if you have any doubt, you can ask me anytime after class also. ठीक है?
Okay ma'am, I'll do that.
So these antipodal cells are responsible for providing nourishment, and the two synergid cells present at the base, they are responsible for formation of pollen tube. So through this pollen tube, two pollen cells will come. Inside this, one pollen cell will fuse with this pollen nuclei to form triploid endosperm, and other pollen cell will fuse with this egg cell to form diploid zygote. This is double fertilization and triple fusion. This condition or this situation is known as double fertilization and triple fusion, and this is responsible for formation of endosperm in case of many seeds or some seeds. समझ में आया श्रेया? It's a very important topic. एक और chapter में we will study this thing in very detail, but this is just an introduction. This is what is double fertilization.
No ma'am, I got it now.
Clear na?
Yes ma'am.
Doubt I can repeat better.
No need ma'am, it's clear I think.
No, don't. It's very important topic. बहुत
Yes,
बार,
ma'am.
many times, or this question will be asked for sure. मतलब I'm sure.
Okay
कि
ma'am.
आपको if you are going to attend NEET तो उसमें भी जरूर पूछा जाएगा what's the function of each cell, total कितना cells होगा, तो you should know 3 antipodal, 2 polar, 2 synergid and 1 act. So there will be 3 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1 condition. So this 8 cells will be present and 2 cells from pollen cells, or we can say आपके जो fuse होने के लिए आएंगे pollen cells, they will be 2 in number that will come sperms, or they are sperm cells actually, not pollen cells. They are sperm cells. So 2 sperm cells will be present. One sperm cell will fuse with zygote, pollen, this egg cell to form zygote, and one sperm cell will fuse with pollen nuclei to form triploid endosperm. Endosperm banega triploid that will provide nourishment to the seed, and this zygote it will develop into आपका fruit बनने में help करेगा.
Yes ma'am, got it.
Okay. So what is the function of endosperm? It is a tissue that surrounds and nourishes the embryo in the seeds of angiosperm. In some plants, like in case of gram, pea and bean, the endosperm is not present in mature seeds, and such seeds are known as non-endospermous seeds. So the seeds in which endosperm is absent, they are known as non-endospermous seeds. So this is the diagram for endospermous and non-endospermous seeds. So here, in case of non-endospermous seeds, the cotyledons, they take up most of the space in the seed, and they are and these cotyledons become filled with the material that will nourish. Okay, so if a question can be asked, in non-endospermous seeds, the main function of endosperm is to provide nourishment to the seeds, but in case of non-endospermous seeds, from where they will get their nourishment, so you should answer. In case of non-endospermous seed, the cotyledons take most of the space in the seed, and they are responsible for providing nourishment to the seed or growing embryo. So in case of non-endospermous seeds, the reserve food will remain within the cotyledon instead of seed. ठीक है? Endospermous seeds में nourishment रहेगा endosperm में, that will be present inside the seed. I told you before also कि what is endosperm. ठीक है?
Yes ma'am.
सीड के बीच का पोर्शन होगा जो आप सीड को बीच का पोर्शन, we can say it will be present in a layer like structure. It is responsible for providing nourishment to the seeds. But in case of non-endospermous seeds where endosperm will be absent, here this green color represents cotyledon. It will occupy most region of the seed, and it is responsible for providing nourishment to the seeds. So what is difference between endospermous and non-endospermous seeds? It's clear, Shreya?
Yes ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So an epicotyl, above the cotyledon, is composed of shoot, apex and root hypocotyl.
Ma'am, time हो गया है.
हाँ बेटा ठीक है, अब कल पढ़ेंगे हम स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ मोनोकोटिलिडनस सीड. ठीक है?
ठीक है ma'am.
ओके
Bye.
बाय.
Thank you.
बाय बेटा.